You don't have a discipline problem, you have a habit design problem. Most people try to change their life by going all in. They go from doing nothing to trying to do everything. Gym 5 days a week, perfect diet, no distractions, wake up early, and it works, for a few days, and then it falls apart. And they tell themselves they just need more discipline. But that's not the issue. The real problem is you're trying to rely on motivation to sustain something your brain hasn't automated yet. Your brain doesn't run on discipline. It runs on patterns. Every habit follows the same loop. Cue, routine, reward. A cue triggers the behavior. The routine is the action, and the reward is what your brain remembers. If that loop isn't clear, the habit won't stick. That's why most people fail. There's no consistent trigger, no immediate reward, so the brain doesn't lock it in. Now here's where it gets interesting. Your brain is always chasing dopamine, but not in the way people think. Dopamine isn't about pleasure, it's about anticipation. It spikes when your brain expects a reward. That's why scrolling feels so addictive. You don't know what's coming next. But your brain thinks it might be good, so it keeps going. Now compare that to something like the gym. There's no instant reward, no immediate payoff, so your brain resists it. Which means if you want habits to stick, you have to make them easier to start and more rewarding to continue. That's where most people get it wrong. They try to force big changes instead of lowering the barrier. If your goal is to go to the gym, don't start with a full workout. Start with showing up, because once you remove the friction to begin, everything else becomes easier. And instead of relying on willpower, you fix your environment, put your phone away, turn off notifications, make distractions harder, make good behaviors easier. Because behavior isn't about discipline, it's about what's accessible. And this is where most people miss the biggest leverage point. They try to build new habits from scratch, but your brain doesn't like new, it likes familiar. So instead, you attach new habits to existing ones. This is called habit stacking. After you brush your teeth, read one page. After you sit down at your desk, write one sentence. After you come home, change into gym clothes. You're using an existing cue to trigger a new behavior. Now the habit doesn't rely on memory, it runs automatically, and over time, something even more important starts to happen. Your identity shifts. You're no longer someone trying to build habits, you're someone who just does them. You're not trying to work out, you're someone who shows up. You're not trying to be productive, you're someone who starts. And identity is powerful, because once you believe something about yourself, your actions start aligning with it. Not perfectly, but consistently. And that's what actually matters. You don't need to be perfect, you need to be consistent. Missing once doesn't matter. Missing twice is what breaks momentum. So the rule is simple. Never miss twice, because habits aren't built in one big decision. They're built in what you repeat when no one is watching. And once something becomes automatic, you stop needing discipline entirely. That's when it sticks. Not when it feels intense, but when it becomes part of who you are.